Whew, what's going on, family? Thanking God for another day. You know what I'm saying? And thanking God for another day. The blessings of, you know what I'm saying, being set apart, of being lame is, part of the maturity part. Nobody wants to agree that they lame. Even a lame person don't want to admit that they lame. They'll, probably in school, people pick on them. Oh, you a lame, ha 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 ha. L7. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. But once you're going through, you're set apart. You in a program, and you old enough, and you're not overly emotional, like the typical African American, Black American, whatever you want to label. You know what I'm saying? Black people as. The typical black person, they'll, get over emotional, meaning, black people have not all, but you know what I'm saying, a certain part of black people are overly emotional. You know what I'm saying? So they get sensitive. They sensitive. You know what I mean? So they ready to huff and puff and blow somebody's head off just for calling them a lame. But when you set apart and you in this program, you have to rise above that narrative. You have to, you know what I mean? You don't want to appeal to these people as any type of threatening. You don't want to appeal to these people like you're in that type of bubble. You know what I'm saying? They look at your hairstyle, or the music that you used to listen to, or the way that, you know what I'm saying? They're waiting for that sensitive moment, you know what I'm saying? Because they know, you know what I'm saying, it's programmed nationwide. So they studied, certain part of black people. So they know like what normally ticks overly emotional, sensitive black person off. So now with you, you're just being set apart. You're like this new being. You're different. So you have to embrace what other people, can't embrace. You get what I'm saying? Like being lame, you have to embrace being lame. Meaning like you don't follow the trend, you don't appeal, you're not the dancing monkey. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you go, like people want to be entertained, dancing monkey, like, show me you worthy. Show me what skill, talent, you know what I mean? Make me feel good. Make me feel good. You know what I'm saying? That's wherever you go to make me feel good. You know what I mean? And then before, when I did try to open up and make people feel good, reinforcement would come quick. Don't know if it's spiritual or what. And cop block or you know what I mean? Do something to make the person switch. People get to laughing and then all of a sudden they switch. It's like they only get a little bit of your genuineness and they can only give you a little bit of their genuineness. And then somebody has to come and be like, stop. All right, we back on program timing. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, boom, like the narrative, remember who we dealing with. You know what I'm saying? You know, they look at you like, you're supposed to be behind bars. So they want to create the environment where you are behind bars until they can get you behind bars. You know what I'm saying? Or till they can break you down to a point where you'll, even if it's like whatever you do, it's like they just kind of want control over it. It's like they want you to be in their establishment. So it's worshiping God is not good enough. You're only good enough, you know what I'm saying, once you're in their church walls. Then the community be like, okay, all right, he's decent. We got some type of control over him. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Other than you just, taking your cross, taking the L, taking your cross. Meaning I don't have no problem with these people, the communities, churches at all. You know what I'm saying? Have no problem. You know what I mean? I'm glad that they doing what they do. Setting up their covenant. You know what I mean? Being a shepherd. You know what I mean? Guiding the sheep and stuff like that. That's great. You know what I mean? But certain people have their own purpose and God's will, their own plan, and everything is going to be unraveled in God's timing. You know what I'm saying? And in God's timing. You know what I mean? God doesn't just unravel things right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Even Jesus Christ doesn't tell you directly everything. Doesn't he not speak in parables? Didn't he not say the parables are so the enemy, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't understand the parables? He speak directly to the disciples, but to the people he spoke in parables. Even if we go back in the Old Testament time, he spoke to Moses directly, but when the people heard the voice of God, what did they hear? Thunder. They heard thunder. They was terrified. They was frightening. So to the people, it was unclear. It was thunder. But to Moses, it was clear. It was a voice. You know what I'm saying? To the people, it's the parables. You know what I'm saying? To the disciples, they got it clearly. You know what I mean? Even in these times, is that, you know, the seven seals, the scrolls would be sealed up. You know what I mean? With the writings on the front and the back, the Bible. You know what I mean? The Bibles, everybody got access to the Bible. But to people, it's just going to be like thunders. It's going to be like parables. They're not going to get that direct, clear message. And all in the divine timing, you know what I'm saying, things unravel. So I don't have no problem with what people believe, what people follow. You know what I'm saying? As long as they got their relationship with God and intimacy with God and they do, trying their best to do the right thing, in my eyes, I'm not here to judge them. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I know like what I can't do what everybody do, you know? They can go to church, leave church, and they can boom, 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 bump their music and stuff, and they cool. You know what I mean? You know? They could go to church and then go to a little bar and have a little beer and drink and be cool, watch the football game. You know, even Apostle Paul said, you know what I'm saying, to win over Gentile, you got to become like the Gentile. But a lot of people misconstrue that interpretation. Don't mean you be worldly, you know what I'm saying, to win over people of the world. No, it just means that you can't be super heavenly minded, where you can't have a conversation with people, where you can't, you know what I mean? If somebody's doing drugs or something illegal, you don't do nothing illegal to relate to them. You know what I'm saying? But if a person, all they know is sports, or a person, all they know is something like that, that you know, oh, okay, yeah, this person, yeah, the talk, you know what I'm saying? And by your actions of love, you kind of steer them to God. You don't let them pull you into sports. You pull, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that thing is just like, I've been set apart. I see it clearly every day. It's every day and ongoing. And it's you know, it's getting better spiritually clearer, but in the flesh, you know what I'm saying? I can see even your own flesh will go against you when you try to fill yourself up with the words of God. You get to losing things. You get to forgetting things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really a spiritual battle within yourself. It's not just a spiritual battle on the external. It's a spiritual battle going on in the internal too. Your flesh is colliding with your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Your flesh be wanting to listen to music. You know what I mean? Involve yourself in worldly things, but it's not the time. It's a time for everything. And I'm not saying a little sports here and there is not bad. You know, a little worldly things is not bad. But to fully indulge in worldly things, you know what I'm saying, and not set aside time for God. You know, respect to the people that every day they set aside time for God. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I need to fully, just like I fully indulge myself in the world, I need to fully indulge myself in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I gotta eat, I gotta drink, you know what I'm saying? Watch a little movie here and there, but play my game here and there. But, you know, for the most part, just like I used to bump music for hours, listening to Yeet, you know what I mean? Listening to a lot of down south rappers, listening to New York rappers, you know what I'm saying? LA rappers, Chicago rappers, just all this different type of diverse hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Diverse and just getting in my zone. It didn't make things better. It made me work and go hard, but at the end of the day, it amplified like a lot of things breaking down, a lot of mishaps. You know what I'm saying? The mishaps ain't happening. It's just that I'm you know, me filling myself up with the spirit. It's just detoxing from the worldly things that still trying their best to, the flesh is trying its best to hold on for dear life. You get what I'm saying? And the program sees that. You know, so the program, they're gonna send all type of things to try to appeal back to the flesh. You know what I'm saying? So they can be like, aha, see, we have justification. You know what I'm saying? He's a menace to society. Let's see if we can institutionalize him. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can get his butt behind bars. Let's see if we can find any justifiable gangs to put him underground. Anything that he tries to strive for, let's try our best to compromise and make sure it doesn't reach its full potential. You know what I'm saying? And because people see that you so focused, like you really, really focus. You really, really, listening to the audio Bible, you really soaking it in. You know what I mean? You're really praying. You really set aside time for God. You know, a lot of people put up a front, you know what I'm saying? Because they feel like you're not going to last long in the truth. You're not going to last long with filling yourself up with the words of God. And it's not easy. It's easy to put up a front, but to actually behind the scenes be living a life, you know what I'm saying? Be living that life. That's how you get glory from God, when you're doing it behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? And it's good to do it out in the open as well. But some people, they just do it out in the open to receive glory from humanity, receive glory from mankind. They do good deeds so they could get glory from mankind. Like you seen, like a person may do something good so that they can get a reward, but it's not about that. You do good because it's good to do good. You know what I'm saying? And when you doing good, you're doing it in the glory of Christ. You're not doing it in your glory. You're doing it in the glory of Christ, and that's what counts. But God is most pleased when you do it behind the scenes, when you do it when nobody's looking. That's when God is most pleased, because he's looking. And he loves it, you know what I'm saying, when you do it when no one's looking. You know what I'm saying? You can try to finesse and receive glory from man and have people like, oh yeah, that person's a good person. But you even seen that, what's that dude named Ted Bundy? He was like a serial killer. His name was Ted Bundy. He was a serial killer. But to the whole community, they looked at Ted Bundy as a good guy. Oh, Ted Bundy was a great guy. He was a good guy to his kids. He was a good husband. He was a good family man, good worker and stuff like that. But behind the scenes, what was he doing? He was killing women. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like anybody could pretend to be good. You know what I'm saying? But the inwardness, God sees your heart. You know, you can't pretend to God. You got to be for real deal. And right now, the targeting that I'm in, the mess that I'm in personally, because everybody's situation different. I can't do what everybody else can do. I have to embrace being a lane. You know what I'm saying? I have to embrace that. And God is making things work just by me doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's not about appealing to the world no more. You know what I mean? It's about appealing to God. And that's the more and more I'm realizing. It's not about pleasing the world, pleasing the people, being a dancing monkey. If I'm be a dancing monkey like for God. Like David danced for God, please God with the dancing. You know what I'm saying? Gave worship. Like David wasn't playing. David wasn't just, you know what I mean, verbalizing. He was, you know what I mean? He was moving his body for God. You know what I'm saying? He was really filled with joy, you know what I mean, dancing in the presence of God. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was really, really about that. So we have to be about that too. It's not just about speaking a message to appeal to people. It's like behind the scenes, really, really putting in that work, really filling yourself up with the words of God. You'll see how the community distance yourself. Like some people can't even be around you. Like when I listen to my audio Bible a lot, people get around, but they get irritated. They get agitated at you. They want you to do everything right. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know it's not only affecting your flesh, it's affecting them too. You listening, soaking in the words, it's irritating people's demons. The people that's not supposed to be around you, they will not be around you. Until you start listening. I noticed that When I start feeling myself with words of God, the people even around in my motel, they wave at me, but they ain't coming, they ain't coming at me like they used to come at me. That's how I know, like, this is real. This is real deal. They ain't coming at me like they used to come at me. But let me start listening to rap music, not listening out loud, but just even in my headphones. I bet you they'll start sensitizing with me. Things will start happening. You know what I'm saying? So it's not for me to listen to hip hop. It's not. Other people, they can. You know what I'm saying? I can't be envious of that. I understand my role and understand God has set me apart. And I see it more clearly. When I fill myself with the words of God, hey, things may not seem favorable, I may seem good, but God is blessing me every day. Every day. So I'm thankful for that. I'm truly thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? And I know God is going to do the impossible. He's going to make the impossible possible. I just have to do what I do every day and wait on him. Don't get impatient and don't let the world trick me to be back pleasing them. Like, it's not as bad as you think it is. Nah, be focused and wait on God. And don't be ashamed to be a lame. Don't be ashamed to be a lame. You know what I'm saying? Take that and strive. With that being said, family, peace.